Hello everyone, this is Jose here. I want to extend a huge welcome to the course. Thank you so much for enrolling. In this lecture, we're going to have a very brief overview of a couple of important things to get you the best course taking experience possible. As a quick favor to me, please do not skip this particular lecture. It's very brief, but we do cover a lot of important things to make sure that you understand where everything is for the course. So let's dive right into it. We're going to talk about how to get help during the course, some useful course taking tips, how to get the notes that correspond for the course content, and then also want to remind you to please check your automated welcome message for some nice useful information on the best way to take the course. Okay, so let's talk about how to get help. You may have noticed that we provide what is known as a Jupyter notebook for every major lecture throughout this entire course. And later on, we're also going to set up an environment to make sure you're using the same versions of the Python libraries that we're using in the videos. So that means if you run our files or notebooks within our environment, the way we set it up later on, we'll again show you this in a future video, that means the code will pretty much always work. It's guaranteed to work. So before posting for help, if you get stuck on a particular piece of code, please double check with our provided files and that you've activated our environment, since the code will always work with the correct versions of the libraries in our environment. If you're talking about posting a question or getting help on something that's not just running the code directly, you may want to search the online documentation or do a Google or Stack Overflow search. You can also search for previous question and answer posts in our QA forums, since many questions are quite common and have been answered already in the forums. Or if you're still not finding the solution, go ahead and post a new question to the Q&A forums. Again, do not message us. You can post new questions to the Q&A forums for the fastest response. Please keep in mind to only post questions relevant to the course material. We can't really help out with things like personal homework questions or personal work projects. Instead, if you are seeking help on those sort of things, use the Discord chat server. It's specifically set up for you to share questions that are outside the scope of the course, to connect with other students and work on problems together outside of the relevant course material. And that link for you is available in your automated Udemy message system. So let's talk about how to get help on platform issues. When we're discussing platform issues, those are things that have to do with Udemy. Maybe you have a video player issue, or you're getting a certification issue, or any enrollment or payment issues in general. You can either open a support ticket or email support@udemy.com. Again, we just create the course, not the actual platform itself, so we don't really have control over the Udemy platform. So if you're encountering issues with that, go ahead and open up a support ticket directly with Udemy. A couple of useful tips as far as the mechanics of watching the course content. You can use the bottom settings on the video player to adjust playback speed, and please feel free to jump around sections if you already feel familiar with some of the material. You don't need to take every single topic in the exact order presented, although we do recommend that you go from start to finish in the same order because we specifically designed it that way. But feel free to jump around if you feel familiar with some material. As far as how to get the notes, we do cover this in a lot more detail later on, but in general, our notes are essentially set up as a giant zip file for you. So you can download the zip file resource in this lecture or the FAQ lecture or later on in the setup lecture. It's all the same .zip file. You simply download it, unzip the file, and that's it. You now have all the notes and notebooks for the course. Later on, we're going to explain how to actually open these IPYNB file extensions with Jupyter Notebook. It's not something that you can exactly double click to open, so keep that in mind. Again, there's no GitHub repo for this course. Instead, it's all provided for you as a zip file for you to download. Okay, and that's pretty much it. I want to extend a huge thank you to you, the student, for enrolling in this course. I'm very grateful to have the honor of teaching you Python for data science and machine learning. All right, I'll see you in the next lecture.